In this video, I'm going to continue summarizing all of the quest lore that you probably skipped in Grizzly Hills. So if you were one of those people that just recently hit level 80, and you didn't read any of the quest lore in Wrath Classic, then this will sum you up on everything that you missed out on. And if you missed the last episode, then go ahead and click this link right over here, and that should get you all caught up. Having said that, let's jump in and find out exactly what's going on in World of Warcraft. Previously, you were instructed to report at Camp ONEQWAH, and when you get there, you talk to Scout Vortak, introducing yourself and mentioning that Sergeant Nazgrim back at Conquest Hold sent you here. And Vortak says that somebody named Tormak here could use your help. Now, Vortak tells you that the dwarf capital is being attacked by stone giants, which kind of confuses him as to why the two Titan creations are fighting each other, but he wants you to travel up there and make contact with someone named Kuran, who basically commands the giants and the earthen. And when you talk to him, you're to ally with his forces so that you can crush the Iron Dwarves. Apart from what's happening here, Vortak received a message from the Argent Crusade, saying that the Scourge are threatening to overrun Zul'Durek. So you need to head up there and fight the Crusaders fight back against the Lich King's army. Because if they take Zul'Durek, then all the work that the Horde put in here will be meaningless. And when you're ready, speak with Mackie Wintergale for transportation. Now you run up and speak with Tormak. And he mentions that a recent hunting expedition returned, bringing back not only game, but a wounded dwarf from Dun Argol. And he's got information that the Horde could really use. But first, you need to calm down his fever. And you can do that by collecting 5 mature stag horns, which can be used to create a healing poultice. Now you speak with Solak Stormfury. He tells you that the Alliance Westfall Brigade, located near THOR MODAN, have divided their forces and basically don't have any cavalry. So they're basically trying to tame the wild mustangs in the area to replace them. Solak here wants you to scare 15 of the Highland mustangs so that the Alliance can't accomplish their goal. Now you head out from the camp. Kill the stags for their horns, then head north and speak with Kuran. And he says that he could use your help pressing the attack on the Iron Dwarves. Below where you're standing is the ancient bastion of THOR MODAN. Thousands of years ago, the giants ripped the place apart. And even now, the Iron Dwarves are trying to reclaim it. So as you can see here, the giants are throwing boulders and stuff to kind of fill up the whole trench, hoping to seal it off and kill the majority of the dwarves. So you can help by doing the same exact thing, which is throwing boulders into the exposed area of THOR MODAN. And you're granted a special power to have you lift these boulders, and you head out from here, find the boulders on the ground, and then head up and toss them into the trench. After that, you toss bombs at the mustangs and basically scare them off. Once that's all done, you report back to Kuran. And he tells you that they're not able to fill the trench fast enough with the boulders that they are throwing in there, because the dwarves keep clearing everything at a really fast pace, which means you're gonna have to go in there and aid in the fight. But before that, Kuran wants you to rally his brothers up in the Boulder Hills. So he hands you a blessed earthen shard to use on them when you get there, which will basically rally them together. Also, he wants you to kill any Iron Dwarves that you find in the area. Hey everybody, this is Quailing. If you're really liking the video, then make sure to like it and also subscribe to the channel. And also, apart from these videos that I make, I stream live here on YouTube right now every Monday, Friday, and also Saturday. Those days I stream either my gameplay or we actually go out and gather all the lore content that I'm going to be transforming into making these videos. We are a pretty small community, but we are growing, and we like to talk to each other about different things like World of Warcraft and anything else, and we love to have you here for the journey. And apart from the gaming streams, I do stream my gym workouts every morning, Monday through Saturday. And lastly, if you'd like to contribute and help out with the channel and the work that I do here, go ahead and check out my membership link down below. There's a bunch of different perks, and everyone gets their own grimoire, which is a little book icon if you do sign up for the membership. And you would be joining what I call the Order of Lore Masters. Anyways, having said that, let's go ahead and jump back into the video. Now you make your way north to the Boulder Hills. And when you get there, you use the earthen shard on the stone giants, which then spawns the dwarves that come out of the ground, and you take care of them on the spot. After all that's done, once again you report back to Kuran. And he says that you've given his brothers the strength to continue fighting. But he also says that we need to find a way to end this battle before the giants are overrun. Kuran tells you that they can't overcome the dwarves inside of THOR MODAN. They're basically going to be in there forever. And the tunnels are too narrow for the giants to pass through in order to take over. But if you go into the city and kill their leader, whose name is Iron Thane Argrim, then that really might be the one thing that could change the whole situation. So from here you head into THOR MODAN, and on your way in you come across a battered journal. Inside of it you're able to decipher a few words in the Dwarven language. But at the end of one of the pages you're able to read the name Bran Bronzebeard. The interesting thing is about this journal is that the more recent entries at the very end of it, those pages have been torn out, which means that it may have been something very important. So you need to look for the torn pages out in the battlefield, which you have no problem finding and retrieving. After that, you make your way deeper into the trench, and kill the Thane, who's located all the way in the back. Once that's done, you run back and speak with Kieran again, and he says that with the dwarf commander dead, it should be enough to break the rest of the defenders. Now, Kieran tells you that the dwarves can use their magic to enslave rock giants, but someone named Gavrok, who's also a stone giant, is looking for a way to free them from their enslavement. He's located on a small cluster of islands called the Ruins of Tethys, so you really should head out there and speak with him. Before heading out to the island though, you do return back to Camp ONEQWAH. And when you get there, you speak with Solok Stormfury, and tell him about what you did with scaring off the Mustangs in the area. Which he nods his head in approval and says that the Alliance cannot get any gain in this situation. Now you speak with Tormak, and turn in the horns that you gathered from the stags earlier, which he goes over to the dwarf, making it into like a healing poultice, uses it on the dwarf, and it does bring his fever down, which the dwarf then wakes up and asks where he is. Now, Tormak does explain that he's at Camp ONEQWAH, and promises him that if he helps in fighting their mutual enemy, then no harm will befall him. So the dwarf, whose name is Rolkar, agrees to help the Tonka. But he also knows that the Tonka's forces are not enough to attack the Iron Dwarves head on. So now knowing this, Tormak wants you to head to Dun Argol, which is located in the very snowy regions to the southeast. And when you get there, collect the blueprints for the War Golem from the Iron Rune Smiths. Then bring them back to Rolkar and he'll see what he can build. Now you speak with Sage Paluna and show her the journal that you found in THOR MODAN, which she's pretty curious about who this Bran Bronzebeard guy is, and also why the Horde would be interested in these writings. So Paluna says that there's one way to decipher the journal. Apparently there's this herb that the shamans of the Red Fang Furbolgs grow, and they're located at the Heart's Blood Shrine to the south of here. Yeah, well, it's also known as Spirit's Breath. Basically, an experienced mystic can make an incense out of this stuff, and it'll help you to seek knowledge from the ancestors. So you need to find the shaman named Grumbald One-Eye, because he's been known to carry this stuff around with him for his devotions to Ursoc, which is a really big bear that they worship. In short, somebody needs to get high so that they can read the stuff that you don't understand. From here, you make your way south to the Heart's Blood Shrine. And when you arrive, you find and kill Grumbald One-Eye, looting him for the Spirit's Breath. Once that's all done, you make your way back to Camp ONEQWAH, speaking with Sage Paluna when you get there, which she asks if you have the herb. And upon handing it over, she says that she'll make the incense ready, and then we're gonna find out exactly what this dwarf, or Bran Bronzebeard, was doing so far away from home. So Paluna does her thing with the incense, and says that Vortek's hunch was pretty much accurate. I guess earlier he was talking about, you know, maybe some speculations and stuff. I didn't read that, but go back and check the quest, maybe it talks about it. Basically, his hunch was that Bran Bronzebeard recently visited THOR MODAN and took all of his findings and recorded them in this journal. But the cool thing is that Bran was able to explore THOR MODAN before the fighting broke out, and he discovered 3 rune plates that describe prophecies. The bad thing is, he didn't write them down. He just said he committed them to memory before he fled the battle. So if you can find and decipher those rune plates, then we might be able to know exactly where Bran ran off to. And we're gonna leave it right there on a little bit of a cliffhanger. I know I didn't release an episode last week, and I do want to explain a little bit why that happened. I did put a post in the community tab, but basically is I got contracted with a post-production company for 3 months, working 40 hours a week, which means I'm doing the 40 hours with them, plus I'm doing the editing with my other clients on YouTube, and I'm running a stream and this channel all at the same time. So having said that, it's pretty obvious that I need to cut back for the next 3 months and just do 2 episodes a month. It's not what I would like to have happen, but I've got so much work and I just couldn't keep up. If we had 48 hours in the day, I probably could do it, but we only have 24. Anyways, next week we'll continue the journey in Grizzly Hills and find out exactly what's going on with Bran Bronzebeard, and also getting the blueprints for the golem and stuff from the south. It's gonna be pretty cool. But before I go, I just want to give a big shout out to the Order of Lore Masters, who are the members of this channel. I just want to say thank you so much for helping with the channel. It does mean a lot, and it does help out a lot over on this side. If you'd like to jump out and contribute to the channel and support the work that I do here, go ahead and check out the membership link down below. And with that, I'll see you guys next week when we find out what's going on in the Tales of Azeroth.